adventure.
Welcome, everybody, to our 12-hour celebration stream for reaching our stub goal on the YouTubes. I know, stream on Twitch for a YouTube goal, but I'm weird. Deal. We're going to be playing 3 different games today. We're going to be starting with a 5e game called Love and Larceny, ran by Aegis. You guys know Aegis. We're going to be using Tailspire, which we haven't used on the channel before. So that's groovy. And we're going to get started here in just a few. We got a cool cast here. It's people I've been playing role-playing games with for a very long time. How long do you guys think we've been playing role-playing games together? At least since I've been around your group.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, like 15 years at least for me.
It's been like 13, 15 years, something like that. A long time.
It's been so long.
We started playing together in a LARP. That's how I met these guys. But for a long time, most of us had Tabletop Tuesday, which was fantastic. And we played a lot of other tabletops together, like Pathfinder games and what have you. So it's makes me very happy to be able to play this on stream with them for you guys today. Let's see. This story, I got a prelude I'm going to be reading to you guys when we're ready to hit the ground running. But to set up outside of the story prelude, we all are playing characters. I think, did we all take a level of rogue? At least?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
We are a criminal gang in Sharn and Eberron. I'm finally playing a Gloomstalker. Well, I'm playing 3 levels of Assassin Rogue and then 12 levels of Gloomstalker Ranger. So that's going to be fun for me. I know we have a Rogue Artificer. Which type of Artificer did you go?
The battle, I believe it's called Battlesmith.
Battlesmith, nice. What do you want to be called on stream? Everybody should, I guess, lead with that when I talk to him.
Call me Aeolus. That's my character name.
Call him his character name today.
Yep.
Right, Battlesmith, Artificer, and
keep me in it.
Nice. And Hollow Incentive. What are you playing today? I know it's a bunch of.
I am. Well, actually, I actually dumbed down my build a bit. I'm actually a rogue of the Inquisitive archetype, so I went 3 levels of that, and then I went 12 levels of Bard, of Lore College Bard.
Nice.
Yeah, so kind of got that like insightful fighting. Still got the sneak attack, the thieves can, because we're all part of this like thieves, this thieving group. Kind of going for this like former Inquisitive, turned brigand kind of deal. And then the Lore College Bard, I drink and I know things.
Hell yeah. And then Guy, what do we want to call you on stream? Or you just want your character name?
Yeah, just call me Guy for now.
All right, Guy, what you got today?
Guy is a little bit more of an eclectic build. Obviously, starting with the rogue, to be the very talented thief he is, and after that, he just started picking up this and that from all the various heists and adventures. We got 6 levels of Rune Knight Fighter, with the hand-to-hand fighting style with his fists, and picking up some interesting tech from the runes. Then probably from some getting into some dragon hordes is Way of the Ascended Dragon Monk. Still working with the hands. And then ending it off with some Fey Wanderer Ranger, because he's a changeling, and that's kind of getting back to his roots a little bit.
Hell yeah. And we have 2 changelings in our group, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Guy and Buddy. That you can tell it's we're the changelings because we have the very generic name.
Yes.
And
My character is Buddy Flood.
good old Buddy Flood.
And I'm a half elf.
You're a half elf, and my character Thade is a bugbear. I'm finally getting to play a bugbear, which I've wanted to play for a while now. And of course, I'm using the updated bugbear from Mordekainen's No Legacy stuff here. Now, our game, we're going to be playing the first part of probably around 3 parts of this particular series, showcasing Tailspire. The heist team, the excellent heist team sounds prone to much mischief and murder. I mean, yes, mischief. Aegis did this whole story for us, and he has been working hard building the sets for us to play it out in Tailspire. There's a lot going into this. He's put a lot of effort into this, so I hope you guys enjoy it. You guys know I love Foundry, but there's a lot of virtual tabletops out there that you guys should check out. One of them is Tailspire, so hopefully this will give you the nudge that you need to check out new stuff and see if there's something that suits you and your table perfectly. So we're gonna enjoy using Tailspire today. Our sheets are on D&D Beyond, not a sponsor. Looking at you, Watsy. I know I don't pull my punches when I talk about you a lot of the time, but you can still sponsor us. It'd be great.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Be amazing.
Pretty cool. So this is our first game today. We got 2 other games today. So I hope you guys stick around or at least check in for each of them and have some fun with us today. Hey, Ninth Pond, how you doing, buddy? So, Aegis, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. I will start with the Love and Larceny Prelude to catch all y'all up on what's going on here in Sharn. So, Sharn, City of Towers, Jewel of Breland. Those of means indulge in decadent high up in the cloud district with their lifestyle, where their lifestyle is fueled by those slaving away down in the Cogs. It is here Bellerophor Ir'Wynarn, or something like that, cousin to the king of Breland, has found his love with Persephone Davenport, House Tain, one of the richest, most powerful families in the nation, has agreed to host the royal wedding if the occasion can be used to increase their social standing. To draw all the riches and powerful from far and wide, the king has agreed to allow his cousin's bride to choose a great treasure to wear and present at the wedding. This treasure is the Tears of Tiamat, and they are a priceless necklace made up of a variety of rare jewels, exclusively cut to appear as a collection of tears. Persephone will be wearing this priceless artifact to the wedding, satisfying House Tain's request to elevate the wedding to an event to be remembered. Now being held in the Tower of Tain, the most exclusive place in all of Sharn, this wedding will be one of the biggest events of high society and one of the most secure events ever held. One would have to be mad to try to rob it. But our ambitious thieves have identified 3 people who hold the information they need to pull off such a heist, but each is powerful and elusive. Regina Boromar, one of the heads of the Boromar Halfling Crime Syndicate. Lestra, a Medusa who runs a large part of the dangerous Dask gang. Zelith Crowspire, an inquisitive who's helped develop some of the security procedures to be used in the Tower of Tain. If our enterprising burglars have any chance of pulling this off, they'll have to extract the information they need from these 3 and plan the caper of a lifetime. Now our stage is set.
We begin 1 week from the wedding. Our team is aboard their ship, the Kyber's Claw, It is a small, a modest airship, but it suits them, allowing them to move about Eberron without being noticed. It also serves as their home. As the day begins, they have a list of names and possible locations they may be, each of these names. But what they don't have yet is a plan. I now hand it over to our team to figure out what to do next.
So, the problem is we don't have a plan yet, right? So, like, what
Are
do you?
you are you absolutely sure? I can't just look. I can fit in this box. You ship me as a wedding present. I'm inside. Done and done.
If this wasn't if this wasn't just such a high security place, I would be delighted to put you in a box and ship you.
We need to question our contacts and figure out what security is going to actually look like before we even attempt something like this.
Have you figured out how to be the box yet? Because that
No.
that actually might work.
No, I was just thinking about that.
I mean, if it came down to it and we needed a sapient box, we could just go get a mimic. But
Oh no, we tried that.
Oh
Remember?
God, no! I don't want to work with a mimic ever again. They're divas.
It's just no. Forget the mimic. Scrap the mimic. Scrap being a box. Scrap having a sentient box. I'm so far away from the box now because we thought about mimics. Nope.
Yeah, it kind of killed it. Anyway, all right. You were saying something about what now?
we need to talk to our contacts and figure out what security is going to actually look like as opposed to what we're assuming will be there, so that we can formulate a real plan on the situation.
Okay. So, well, you've collected some people. You know who, because you wouldn't have said that unless you already knew who to talk to.
I mean, we already have a list of names. We have the first one we probably should talk to is Boromar.
Regina is
Regina Boromar, yes.
Regina's a proper villain. She shouldn't be too hard to deal with.
She will know the guest list, which is going to be incredibly important. And she will also likely have some of the security details, which is invaluable. So we need to speak with her without giving away the plot.
I mean, if she's a Boromar with her salt, she already knows at least half of what's intended here. Just that the Boromar won't be so brazen as to do it.
No, I think we're the only people brazen enough to attempt something like this.
Well, damn right we
but-
are.
As you're talking, Thade's kind of chewing on his cigar and pondering. He finally speaks up. Choose the meat wisely. Make sure I got a shot in case it goes sideways.
Right. I think the only place we're going.
After the meat, maybe she ought to disappear so she can't tell anybody what she told us or that she told us.
Oh, disappearing a Boromar is like, it's like disappearing one hornet.
She is. Her family
Well-
is. Her family is in it enough that it might be better to enlist her.
Okay.
We don't want to give her.
Yeah.
No.
Here's where we're at. How much do we want to give away? How much do we want to give, period, when talking to the Boromers? Because they're going to want all of our legs as a starter.
Right. How likely do you think she's able to be paid off and actually go with it?
Depends what the payment is.
Right.
You're talking about cutting her in.
Ty, we have a decent war chest.
I mean, Buddy was talking about cutting her in.
If
I'm just
we,
talking about saving my skin. People might want to turn it into stuff.
if
Oh, I'm definitely not. I mean, if we're going to disappear, person, I'm not wearing my face to the meat.
right. I don't think any of us plan to wear our faces or be seen. One or the other. Either be unseen or do not show your face. That would be preferable. Do you all have identities you can go with if you need to?
I think that the Boromer clan, I think the best way to deal with them is to be straight up and to not treat them like they're idiots, even though I'm sure the spectrum of intelligence runs wide in that clan.
I think we can assume that Regina won't be so dumb.
I think that because she is a member of the Borman clan, they will have done more than a cursory examination of the security already, which is incredibly useful if we can get her to divulge that information. But she also will catch wise of what we're looking for immediately, even if we use magic.
What aren't you
So
willing to give up? That's the question. What aren't you willing to give up?
I'm,
a cut. We should not give up a full cut.
well,
However,
think Buddy's on to something where we be honest, ish.
Only a dead man doesn't tell tales. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if we're gonna disappear after, then it means all the more reason to be open. Yeah,
My worry is somebody speaking up while we're in the middle of the job.
I wouldn't worry about that with, Regina.
no, they'd come for stuff. They'd come for the lucre later, as opposed to trying to mess up the job. I would assume, because they want the money.
If they believe we can do it, sure.
Also, if we botch this and it gets back and it traces back to the Bormer clan, they don't want
Ye-
Breland knocking down their door.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want to show their faces either.
Which is why they'd turn
Mutual
us in, yeah?
destruction. I think that the Citadel has a zero tolerance policy for people like us, and if they could bring down any sizable portion of the Bormers, they would do it.
Well,
It's true. If they could get their hooks in, they just need an excuse. It's not like they don't have evidence.
well. As for the meat, I don't think we're gonna get her outside a club.
No, unlikely, unless one of you knows her personally or something. Or we could surveil her and try to contact her at some point. but
I think we should
that's
all
more
go
work.
clubbing. You like dancing, right? Right, Thade?
I can cut a rug.
I mean, you cut everything else. It makes sense.
He smirks, keeps chewing on his cigar.
See, I think we should all have a nice club outing, as a group.
I wonder if our club has three dragon ante. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a plan. But before we go into our club, we know what we're trying. We know what we're trying to extract from her. Do any of you have, say, detect thoughts prepared?
He kind of broke up there.
Do any of you have, say, detect thoughts prepared?
Um, no. You've been over this. I don't. I know we look similar enough. Buddy's the magic one. I just dabble.
I mean, if
Have you
that's what
been?
you want, I
I
could.
do. I do. As a backup. If you
I can
need to
only
get into it.
see. I can only see into
Yeah.
your mind once I've made a hole in your head.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, buddy, if all else fails, that's our go-to. So that's in the Sky District. Our other contacts are much, much, much further down. So this is the
Want me
fun one. The
to
fun
start
one.
from the top and go down?
Yeah. Well, next stop is Lower Dura, so yeah, it's pretty far.
I mean, it's not. I mean, you just get a little dusty down there. It's not that bad.
And the last stop is the Cogs. So yeah, it's all the way from the top to the bottom.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Club. Hold on. Okay. Gotta go get dressed up.
I tap my shift weave, and suddenly I'm in very nice clothes.
It's no fun.
You know that the easiest way to get to Club Clawfoot is by airship. You can dock your own airship near there at an air dock, but the most discreet way would be to take an air taxi.
We should probably take an air taxi. I don't want to park the claw down there.
Right.
Air taxis are effectively airship gondolas.
Yep. Definitely the way we need to go. We're just four. We're just four adventurers. We're just four adventurers. They can dock in Young,
All right.
young wealthy men about town.
All right. If there's any other preparations, let me know beforehand.
Let's see here. I will change myself into a nondescript, handsome and androgynous fellow.
Fade will be Fade.
I will disguise self to put on a nondescript face as well.
Guy is going to look like also a mildly androgynous half elf.
I'll look like a full elf.
I'll look like murder.
Yeah, you look
Oh,
like murder. You just look like murder. I will also I'll change my clothes so that they're look wealthy, affluent, fitting in here.
For you guys watching us, these are actually minis that we made on Hero Forge and have imported in to Tailspire. So that's one of the benefits of Tailspire.
I docked the ship. I assume we have a regular dock that we use since our airship isn't 100% legit.
Well, you have papers for it, but
Close enough.
there would be airship yards where most of the major airships dock. That would be much more discreet. You're a small fry there.
Nice.
And then from there you could walk a bit and find an air taxi that won't link you back to your ship.
Right. So we cut across the city and then take a taxi back.
Sounds good. Air taxi pulls up to a dock, a wooden constructed dock off of a nice platform in the Cloud District. Right out inside, right out in front of Club Clawfoot, the club that is known to be run by Regina Boromar and the Boromar clan.
Ah, I do so love a good air taxi ride.
What
It's
time of day
early
is it?
evening by the time you get here. Yeah, and you hear music coming from inside.
What kind?
Jazzish.
So like not incredibly high tempo music. These aren't
No.
dance anthems.
Not
oh,
Bith Cantina music, is it?
I mean, people could dance to this, but it's hard to tell exactly what they're singing or who's singing from the outside. As you approach the main door, which is incredibly well reinforced, there are two Warforged who seem to be working the door tonight. One of them has a clipboard of some sort or a pad, and the other looks armed to the teeth.
Guy just goes to enter like he's supposed to be there.
Fade's going to go off to this.
Go
Good.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say Thay goes off
The
to the
one with
side and tries to stealth and slip in with these guys if they make it in without being noticed by the guards.
Okay, you can roll a stealth, and the guards do stop you as you approach the door. One of the Warforged looks up and says, "Names, please."
26 on the
So
stealth.
I say, tell him Gentleman Jack is calling as I point to a name that's clearly not on the list, and I will sleight of hands a gold piece to the Warforged.
The Warforged takes the gold piece and seems to slip into a compartment that is built directly into their arm below the
That's
wrist.
that's the bribe compartment.
And they say, "Yes, I do see Gentleman Jack on the list here."
Excellent. Come, friends.
And your companions?
Oh, I do exactly the same thing. I'm with Gentleman Jack's crew, and I like point and drop a gold piece in a very similar way. But I like slide it over the paper or whatever.
I see, yes, Gentleman Jack does have a crew of at least one so far.
And I drop another one.
Oh, yes, all of Gentleman Jack's crew is in order here.
Well, fantastic.
The Warford reaches over and grabs the large doors and opens them up. They look at you and say, "Please enjoy yourself, Gentleman Jack."
Don't you love going where everyone knows your name?
I try to slip in with my
What was your
26
stealth check
stealth.
again?
26.
26. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. They close the doors behind you. As you enter the large main room, you see on the center stage a very beautiful tiefling with red skin and a black silky dress. She is the one singing. There is a dancer and a band backing her up as well. The hustle and bustle of the place is quite high, as there's already quite the crowd. People from all walks of life seem to have congregated here. Some you wonder how they got past the door, but in your line of work, you've learned to not be surprised by the ingenuity of anyone. Many look like they fit right in, and many more look like ruffians just like yourselves. The music, the being sung by the tiefling on stage, is some sort of jazz, and it's quite excellent. Her voice is very melodious. A few people look up from their tables as you move through, but most seem either enraptured by what's going on the stage or with their own conversation.
I am definitely keeping an eye out just for anything out of the ordinary. I have a very high passive investigation. That is.
Well, Jack,
Oh yes, Jack, I am.
A gentleman.
Is this the Connie acid jazz, by the way? It's lovely.
Maybe. It is
Uh,
quite wonderful, though.
Yeah, she's good.
I
She's good. She's good.
yeah, I would like to make a perception check to see if we see our potential target in the room.
You go ahead.
It really is super well done. Is
Be
that Bodhi
20
of
on
the
my perception.
Darkwood?
Different guy.
My bad.
Wait, maybe it is him. I don't know.
You do not see Regina in the room.
Did I see a VIP area? She seems very important and a person.
There are two exits from the room in the back, and both look guarded.
Okay.
Well, no.
It's,
I was going to say we just find a table and observe for a little bit, but
yeah. We should get a table close to the bar, if possible.
The bar the area to the back of the stage. Is that correct?
Yes, where all the food and the drink is laid.
it looks like.
Okay.
Seems like that table in that shadowy corner over there is pretty empty.
Yeah,
Right.
convenient.
The other side seems to be full of adventurers, so let's not go over there.
How high is the ceilings in here?
We'll say 20 feet.
Decently high.
And who's this person here who's hanging out at this shadowy table? Dressed like they're from Fae.
They look like they are not at the table directly, but pacing around, perhaps as a lookout.
I order drinks for our table and bring them back.
Okay. I'd like to make an insight check against this potential lookout.
Okay.
Thade will strike a match on the pommel of his rapier and light a cigar.
Oh yeah, it seems like everybody in here is armed. Very armed.
See here. So in Tailspire, there are some websites and also some browser add-ons that allow you to sort of build a check so you can roll it directly into Tailspire. And I'm using one of them. It's called Dicespire. Let's see here. I'm gonna make an insight check.
Rob Man KCW, thank you for that stub. 27 months subscribe. Holy shit, buddy.
Wow.
Nice.
Everyone check him out. He does charity streaming all the time.
That'll be a 21 on the insight check versus this person.
Yes, they definitely seem to be scoping out the room. Instead of being a stationary guard, they seem to be a patrolling one.
Is he armed with anything that isn't obvious? Using my investigation.
Uh,
He's holding a staff like his model.
Okay.
all right. Hey, just to double check, because well, we talked about it a bit like in our session 0, but it would have been fine if I had already ritually cast Rary's telepathic bond on the group.
Sure.
Okay. Via the telepathic group text, I tell you that guy's a guard. That guy's a like a lookout guard who's roaming.
Thade is mentally marking all the guards that he sees, as well as this roving one that he's been pointed out to there.
In the mind speak, I'm like, yeah, this is probably the door behind us going
It could be
past
either
these two
door.
guards.
It could be either door.
It's probably this side of the room though, because this side has the wandering guard, and I don't believe the other one does. Oh wait,
Potentially.
maybe.
There are two areas that are both guarded that exit this room, and they both could be VIP areas. And if she owns this place, she could be anywhere. She could be in the back, for all we know.
She could be down here. We just haven't noticed her.
And that is why I suggested observation, because we'll see. Maybe we'll see wait staff going in on one area, but not another. We'll see important VIPs going into one area and not another. Just give it a little time.
They got sausages. I'm hungry.
I'm sure they have sausages.
Well,
Or
I see a
that
whole
pig
pig,
there.
so I hope.
Want to make bets on Thade eating that whole pig?
Not
I'll take that action.
after last time.
I mean, if it wasn't already a foregone conclusion at this point, I would take a bet.
Man,
That one has a whole apple. You know how he doesn't like vegetables.
Mm, I think he'd do it for the cash.
hey, you didn't include garnishes when you brought up the wager.
It's true.
All right.
I don't eat what my food eats.
What if it tastes like what your food ate because it's been marinating in it?
Now it's getting complicated.
You're just describing stew.
I am in fact describing stew. I was hoping no one would notice.
It depends on how hungry I am or how much gold.
Also, does it count if other people grab pieces of the pig, which is sure to happen? Because then he didn't eat the entire pig.
Oh, now we're just
I
splitting hairs.
did if I eat them too.
That is true. That is true.
All right, I think the crew is going to just have idle chit chat and watch. Occasionally get
Go ahead.
and just watch, see like where do people go, who like what type of people pass into the guarded areas, if anybody.
While Thade devours a pig that he might bring the
Yeah.
whole platter for.
While we slowly bleed some gold into this establishment as a pig disappears.
And then it's like, you gotta eat those bones.
Gotta get the marrow.
You do eventually see the waiter at the bar move into the side room away from you.
Was the waiter carrying food in that direction?
He was not.
There goes the waiter. Empty-handed, so I don't think anybody was back there to be served.
This is the passage across from us, is that correct? Not the one behind us. Am I correct in
Right.
that?
The one
Okay.
further away.
Yes. The other option is we could just ask about her around the room, but that'll give away our intentions to some extent. I say in the bond.
No, I'm not worried about our intentions exactly being figured out, but just try not to make a scene about it.
Right. Asking the
After about a
bartender
minute,
is a possibility, though.
after about a minute and a half, the halfling waiter comes back out, and he seems to be carrying a tray with several bottles of alcohol on it, and also a couple meat pies stacked high. He comes back out and starts setting them up at the bar.
Yep, probably the kitchen.
Seems like an area of interest.
Maybe.
My background is court functionary. I've worked at least somewhat in around uh at least Corvair. Do I know um whom or what I could be of interest to the Bormer clan that I could send a note and maybe get Regina's attention more directly or more expediently?
I have a feature that could aid in this as well with the criminal contact, criminal spy
Oh
feature
yeah.
for your background.
If you drop the right name, you probably could get her.
Yes, if the background exactly says you know who the movers shakers are and whom to go to for the favors you seek and what the current intrigues of interest in the group are.
Well,
And so
so you want the interest in your contacts groups. So for you, that would be a court
Boromir
person,
clan. Boromir clan, right?
and then Thades, you would be able to know like maybe who the Boromir clan was in conflict with right now.
well, mine is I have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as my liaison to a network of other criminals. I know how to get messages to and from my contact, even over great distances. Specifically, the local messengers, corporate caravan masters, and seedy sailors who can deliver messages for you.
So he might know someone in the room where.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out if there's something that would be of great interest that could like get us like an audience or something that maybe we could make as like a side thing, like that might not happen on the stream, but like, hey, we can cut you in on this thing you've been looking into if you help us out.
You'd also know the right name to drop from your background, probably.
Probably.
So
But
then for yours, buddy, we'll say that you have contacts in House Tain then, and heck, we could even say that that's how you know about the wedding in the first place. It's possible you could even get an invitation. That would be something you could try.
okay. All right. But it seems like
In connection to the Boromar, you know that the Boromar do have dealings with House Tain, and your contact here that you know that the Boromar, the contact that you know that the Boromar often talk to House Tain through. Actually, let me do Thades first.
yeah, go ahead.
So Thades' contact here is going to be the bartender. His name is Bullet, and you know he is a notorious underworld bartender. He has worked in a lot of underworld clubs or bars over the years, and he's well known as the hospitality guy for the underworld. He seems to get along with everybody in that way, but he's still pretty hard. Um,
Excellent.
Got to do the beard stroke. I know the bartender. He might be able to get us in, or at least get our interests known to the right people.
That sounds good. I don't have a direct connection to the Bormers I think I could pull on, but I do have something that could be of use later.
Well, it sounds, talking to the bartender sounds better than my idea, which was just going to be spend the next half hour or so at least appearing to put down many drinks and then creating a distraction while you all sneak off. That's probably,
Yeah.
for Buddy, you recognize someone in the room. His name is Doran Ir'Wynarn. The Ir'Wynarns are the family who run the city guard, and Doran Ir'Wynarn is someone that you've who actually will say owes you a favor if you're using your background for this. And if they are, you're not sure, but if they're here and they have connections to the Bormar, you could use them in that way.
Well, let's see if passing a message via the bartender works yet. I say in this mind chat, I know the fellow four tables down on the right, Dornier Talon. He's a guard, basically the guard captain. He probably shouldn't even be in here, honestly. But if he is, we could press him.
He's not directly the guard captain. He's somewhere in the hierarchy. You're not sure, but
Oh, okay.
he's not the main captain of the guard.
I mean, still, him being here is still, suspect.
Well, it's Sharn, not everything is all the time.
it's a nice club with
It's
excellent music.
It is, but it also perceptions, as you know, are everything.
Right.
I'll go talk to Bullet. We'll see how it
I
goes.
mean, him being here lends legitimacy to Regina's operation, though, because it's like the guards are under her thumb, maybe, question mark.
The main city guard, the higher up one at least, is called the Black Arch Garrison. And it is ran by Lord Commander Ayan Ir'Wynarn.
Hey, barkeep.
So he is some relation to Doran. You're not sure right at this point. Go ahead, Tate.
Yeah. Hey, barkeep, how much for the pig? And he kind of motions him over. And
he
more
says,
hushed.
2 gold for the whole pig. 2 gold for the whole pig. Big guy.
Yeah.
He
I'll set
eyes
down.
you closer, like maybe he recognizes you.
He'll set down 3 gold instead of 2. And before he walked over, he would have scribbled down a note. Do I know bullet to no thieves can't? It'll in thieves can't be Kyber's Claw needs to talk to Regina for some information, and that'll be with the 3 gold.
He kind of he picks up the 2 gold for the pig first, and he looks at the note on the table. He opens it enough so he can read it, and he puts 4 fingers more like on top of your 1 gold.
This bastard. All right. I'll go ahead and give it up.
All right, if you slip him 4 more, so 5 total. He crumples up the note and and then he picks up a mug of mead and he drinks it down and kind of shoves the note in his mouth at the same time and swallows it.
I'm legitimately wondering how much money is changing hands in this room right now.
He with the gold, he just kind of slips it off the table, and he has his pocket next to the table, and he slips it right into his pocket. He says, "You want this pig at your table? Or can you carry it yourself?"
I got it. Thanks.
All right, have at. My break's in a half hour. I'll have more information for you about that then.
He nods and picks up the pig's platter, takes it over to the table.
Did he just eat that? Anyway.
There you go. There's a pig at the table.
Yeah. We'll know something about half hour.
Oh,
awesome.
Legitimate. Did you want?
He doesn't
here's your
take the
drinks, too.
cigar. Nice. He doesn't even take the cigar out of his mouth. He just kind of shoves it to the corner of his mouth and eats and drinks out of the other side.
Uh-huh.
Sounds legit.
Guy will begin putting on the act of drinking heavily and kind of like never quite sipping it down, always looking like he's pouring more than he is.
So this
Just
place,
in case.
okay, has just about everything to drink if you want. If you want wine, if you want cider, if you want mead, if you want ale, if you want a lager, if you want I mean, it's just everything you could think of. And then there's spirits behind the bar as well. So whatever your poison is, you could find it. Perhaps, as most of your backgrounds would tell also, if your poisons are more exotic, you probably could find it here too, just not the bar.
My poison is cards, and I start a card game.
Oh, you're gonna get pig grease on the cut. That's fine, whatever.
I got prestidigitation. That's fine.
Not my
game's
card.
dice. My game's dice, so have fun with your cards.
Are you gambling?
It depends on right now. It depends on if the party's gambling because I haven't opened up like the people to join in yet. If people want to play, I'll totally play though.
You don't see anyone else gambling in this room.
Huh.
I don't think we're actually gambling with each other.
Nah.
Not right
Probably
now.
not. Probably not then.
The guard at the door near you eyes you guys a bit, but if he doesn't see any money exchanging hands, then he doesn't buy.
Interesting. There's probably a rule against gambling.
More likely, there's a rule against them not getting a cut.
Maybe. Although nobody's gambling, so perhaps it's more strict than that.
They
It's
just keep
interesting to it's interesting to note either way. Did you want to go? I say in the telepathic bond. Did you want to go have a word with your guard friend, buddy?
I think that I want to wait for the outcome of this thing, and if our if my friend has been here, I can surely catch up with him again.
True, if you know him. It's just it might be easier to talk to him here than
Probably
say
should
out in public.
still wait because while the guard, while Buddy might know the guard, Gentleman Jack might not.
He could be passed a note though for a later meeting with whoever.
If we don't have to expend ourselves too much for one leg of our task, then that's for the best.
I'm just saying, can you contact this person easily later?
Um, Probably just send him a message, honestly.
Right. I'd pass him a note now that you're interested in talking. Whoever you wanna do that as. This is
I mean,
all kind
I
of
will literally send him the spell message later. 20
oh.
words just suffice.
Well, he could
I'm going to
leave.
step away for a couple minutes. You guys can continue role playing. I'll be right.
However you want to do it. It's your business.
I just don't want to expend. He might be useful in a later step of our plan, and if he is, then I'd rather not even prime him until necessary.
That's your discretion.
Han Solo is getting me coffee, and I'm excited.
Coffee
Oh,
can
yeah.
be delicious. That was how how I get my day going usually. Anymore.
I think Fate is racing the half hour to make this pig disappear before
yeah.
the bartender comes back.
Yep, he does. He is constantly chewing or washing down.
I just don't understand how he puts all the food in his mouth so fast and just so cleanly.
Raptors.
Do you? It's kind of mesmerizing, honestly.
It is.
I'm literally watching everything but that.
Luckily, it's a loud club because I'm sure the sounds are not fantastic.
Sorry, I'm back. What are you talking about?
Oh,
I'm just talking about
fade
buddy,
eating.
or not fade eating.
He's trying to eat the whole pig in a half hour.
As a matter of fact, the singer's music somehow cuts through the general sound of the club, and it's like you could always hear it as much as you focus on it. So if you decide to look at her and focus on her singing, it comes through very clearly. But if you are having a conversation with someone next to you, it kind of fades to the background, but it's still present. When she is finished with one of her songs, people start yelling encore, 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 and then she starts her next song.
Like, anyway, here's Wonderwall.
That's it. We don't need this contact. Gotta go.
At least it's not Nickelback.
So much Nickelback hate. Damn.
Whew. Did you know that the bard Chad Kroger actually used to work in a gnomish message center? He was a manager.
Interesting.
I will take your word for it, as I have never been to a bard college.
Oh. He was looking for a life change. Managing a gnomish message center it's droll, it's soul destroying, and well, people tend to treat you like crap, and they came to my illustrious, well, not my college, but where I graduated, and it was I think it was a life changing experience for them, and so they have changed many other people's lives, mostly for the worse, because his dulcet tones do not appease to many. But he somehow gets paid, and I guess that's what matters in the end for some.
I think in our line of work, we can agree.
Yes.
Getting paid.
What we're all here for.
Yes, I mean, poor instrumentalists the bar Chad Kroger may be, he makes quite a bit of coin.
All right. About a half hour goes by, and you see someone else come out to take the bartender's place.
Anytime now.
This dwarf looks like he is prepared to serve alcohol.
With vengeance.
Well, it's getting a little later.
Well, he's got a shield.
Bullet leaves the room this way. The exit closest to you. The two guards seem to let him pass without much more than a glance.
So, do you think that there's like he can put like a tap on his hammer, and then do you think there's
I thought
ale in
that.
there?
I think the handle is a tap. I'm fairly certain.
Yes, he's definitely serving directly from that hammer. It's not a hammer, it's a serving stick.
See, look. Hmm?
Oh, it's a very elaborate ladle. I see.
No, I think it's a full mini keg.
I just want to know what the shield does.
It's when the bar gets rowdy.
Oh well, that's not as exciting as I hoped for.
Also, it's a serving tray in a pinch.
As I
Huh.
noted earlier, everyone in here is armed. Literally everyone. I thought the pig might be armed, but the cleaver was actually a real cleaver.
I mean, armed is if you have a cleaver, then wow.
Well, thanks to Thade, we don't have to worry about being menaced by pigs.
I do my best.
After a few minutes, Bullet comes back out.
Good pig.
He stops by your table. He's like, "Well, good. I didn't cook it, but glad you like it." He
How's
Is it
dessert?
is it full? Is it fully gone? The pig.
that's up to Thade.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the bones are still there, but a few of them have been cracked open.
He picks up the bottle on your table and he takes a swig. He looks a little shaky. And he says, "Well, she'll meet with you, but you'll have to you'll have to deal with her directly, obviously."
I'd like to know if this shakiness is an act or like is he like for real shook?
You can go ahead and give me an insight.
I will aid you in that insight.
Excellent. Okay then.
So much for
It,
advantage.
He
it
looks
was
shook.
destined.
He also says, your your donation from before that went directly to her, but don't think that's going to pay for anything more than what you've gotten so far."
Then getting in the door.
Fair
I
enough.
guess I'm gonna go take my drink. I mean my break. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I say in the group text like, wow, he's really shaking. I I wonder what happened.
That is curious.
Guess we'll see. No point in speculating. Let's go.
Let's do this meet. Let's go.
I nod to the guard.
The guard looks you up and down, and he backs away. As you move down the hall, there's a stone staircase taking you to a higher level room where there does look like gambling paraphernalia on the tables, but the room is mostly clear. It has its own bar as well as its own fireplace. As you enter, there are two servants working at the bar and an older looking halfling woman in the center of the room in well to do clothing and a button up vest. three well-armed halflings flanking her. A large spot of blood on the floor that looks like it's only been hastily mopped up, and a small streak of blood leading to the door behind you. And not behind you, behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Her features cloak her years but her hair is quite gray. She looks up from her spot at her table and stands, and she motions for you to come over. And she says, come. I don't have all night.
I touch the top of my head like I'm tipping a hat, and then I walk over. Regina, if I may make your acquaintance.
The halfling with the hammer, his hammer has blood on that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
You may make my acquaintance for a bit. What is it that I could do for the Kyber's Claw?
Well, so in the telepathic bottom leg. So did we decide how much we're going to divulge? Are we telling her the whole truth? Where are we going with this?
I think we don't have to get too specific about what we're after at the wedding. The wedding's going to be full of rich people. It's all one big target.
That's true. You guys should come in and sit down at the table, though.
I mean, I'm doing that.
She's standing up in the middle, so I'm just going to...
Fair enough. I sit at the table.
Yeah, I will sit to where I'm seen and not disrespecting her position as the person in the room.
First, I'd like to thank you for seeing us when you're clearly, and like making an obvious show of glancing at the signs of earlier murder, like busy with something. We won't waste your time anymore. We have it on some good authority that you're, in all of your vast connections and intelligence, know something about the, very high visibility wedding, we'll say, that's coming up soon.
Ah, I see. That's what you're here for.
Lots of opportunity gathering in one place. One place
And,
not too far away.
and what parts of that opportunity are you interested in?
It's actually why we came to see you. We were hoping, we believe that you can tell us more about who's going to be there. I mean, they're the obvious, we know who's getting married, but we don't know who's necessarily everyone who's going to be on the guest list. But we think you do.
Perhaps, perhaps. Did you want a full list, or were you interested in specific individuals?
Oh, likely a bit of both.
With such a large list, there are so many marks. We want to make sure we pick the right one.
Of course, anything you can tell us about the Davenports, especially. But anyone else that might be showing up that, well, say, has more than they need, are all of interest.
And what do I get for my troubles?
Yeah, in the group chat, I'm like, "You guys, before you cut a deal for the guest list, you, we need to say something about."
I think we should offer with an offer. Maybe offer her that if she has a spot of trouble, maybe we could do something about that. We can make it like a side, like a side quest for our current objective.
I was
I could do
actually,
it if their information's good enough. I can do a job for them.
Yeah.
He's quite good, I say from behind.
Well, we're talking about in the group chat. Like we should offer with an offer, like offer to do some work on her behalf for her
Oh,
information.
okay. I
well,
thought you were saying it out loud.
No,
I'm sure you agreed to meet with us, so you must know we have a reputation for making things go away. But there are many things we can make go away. Maybe there's something you'd like to see go away. Maybe there's something you'd like to see go away somewhere else and be here instead. Or maybe you just want a problem to vanish.
Well, there's always things that irk me. I think, yes, if you were to remove something irksome, I would be in your debt.
That
It
that
seems
sounds that sounds like an opportunity. Yes.
well, seems like each of us has something the other wants, which sounds like serendipity to me.
How irksome of a thing are you willing to deal with? That would determine how much information I have.
Good morning, Kate. How you doing?
I think we could say quite irksome. Quite irksome sounds correct.
They nuts.
Or quite
Well,
the amount of information.
uh, the feud between the Boromar and the Dask is well known. There is one in particular that irks me the most. An irksome woman by the name of Lestra.
We're doing great.
You
I'm
brought
playing
me Lestra's
Faye
head.
the Bugbear. He's an assassin.
I would be quite in your debt.
In the telepathy, Um, Thade's like, she's on our list, right?
Yes.
So we get what we need from her. We take her out, come back and get this info. Easy.
Yes.
Oh man, we're gonna start a blood feud. Well, I guess
They're already feuding.
yes, but it's a Jake. Would you, Aegis? Would you like cold war kind of situation currently? And would we be heating this up with just some straight murder?
What give history?
Yeah, I can roll history.
Sure.
He went to college. He can roll anything.
He's a bard. He
It's
knows
true.
all.
He is the college. Oh, that's nice.
Well, if you're gonna roll,
If you're gonna roll, exactly.
Yes, they are often at odds, the desk and the Boromar. And yes, you do think that because you know that Lestra's one of the heads of the desk, directly assassinating one of their heads would definitely elevate hostilities.
I say this is a dangerous game we're playing. On top of a dangerous game, if like in the group text, like if we do this to get what we want, we gotta scoot and boogie far, far away from anything around here.
That was already going to be true.
in for a penny, in for a pound. Don't worry, buddy.
Oh,
I'll do it for you.
I always trust that you'll get the job done. It's the second, third, fourth, and fifth order effects that come from getting the job done that always worry me. But you're right. This is score of a lifetime. So I will leave it to our two front negotiators currently to handle as they see fit. As I step back from the group text so they can think and formulate their response.
All right. Well,
Fate is made of murder.
in the interest of expedience, do you know where Lestra might be? I think I have an idea, but you clearly have a keen interest in her whereabouts, so maybe you know something we don't.
Thanks. I had fun making him. Love me some Hero Forge for my characters.
I know that they have a hideout, as they might call it, in the lower Dura. They also have several safe houses down there that we've been trying to identify, stocked full of goods. Depending on how much favor you want to incur with us, maybe one of these safe houses could meet the hot end of his cigar.
I mean, at that point, we've already, kicked the hornet's nest, so certainly possible. It would depend on how the situation unfolds, though, of course.
I trust that if you want something a little extra from us, you'll have something a little extra for us when we get back. You wouldn't try to play it any other way, would you?
I can make it worth your while.
At that point,
All right, I'm gonna make an insight roll just to see if she's just being coy or.
I will aid you.
Why didn't it roll? Oh no. It's only 18.
She thinks she can make it worth your while.
All right. We'll be back soon.
in the group text, you might just want to mention that what the security looks like could be an interesting point of bonus if there's a bonus to be had.
I think at this point, if I try to say something specific like that, she'll play it off play it off in a way that makes her think she can ask for another thing.
Fair enough.
I think it'll be easier to come back with some stuff done and then pressure her into including it as part of the original deal.
Because we've done something for her at that point. Yes, that's fair.
Guy gives a very exaggerated bow with pulling his hat off and holding it over his heart and then spin and flip it back on his head before leaving.
She simply nods to you to affirm your curtsy.
Is there you mentioned there was gambling going on in this room? Is there
It
somebody
looks like
doing that?
there's gambling paraphernalia on the tables, but there's
Gotcha.
nobody else in the room right now. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Theta leave last. When he leaves, he pulls a cigar out of his mouth and takes a few steps backwards and just gives a nod before spinning around and walking out.
And we left Buddy. Dang.
Oh, I don't know why I'm not moving. There it is.
Oh, guys, Buddy didn't make it. I'm kidding.
Guy makes special note of these guards. Gives each of them a polite nod on the way out.
One of them grunts at you, but the one that looks like a tiefling with a knife, he'll nod back to you. The singer finishes up as you're leaving. People are yelling, "Encore! Encore! Encore!" as she walks down from the stage and heads back this way to the opposite direction that you came.
The other side.
Yeah.
Where we assume the kitchen was, probably.
We all find out that that's Thade's girlfriend who's indentured to these Boromar, and he's doing this job so he can buy her back from them and they can fly off into the sunset of murder.
The sunset of murder. Well, I mean, that's
maybe
a very
maybe if this one shot had more scope.
We need to buy poison supplies.
all right then.
Okay.
I have the ability
There,
to make poisons.
that's not a problem. We'll say there's a sky taxi waiting here when you come out, as they come and go from this place often.
Swing by the docks first,
Yeah.
just for a quick change out.
Okay, let me send you back to your.
Oh, I
Hello,
don't think you
hello.
need to fully change the board. Guy just like changes clothes and then into very plain clothes and makes his appearance look like that, exactly like the tiefling guard.
For those of you who are watching or aren't familiar with Eberron, Eberron has airships in it. They're really cool. They usually, where you see the flames here, the sails is this big circle of fire, magical fire that goes around them. And they're fucking awesome. And this is our airship, Kyber's Claw.
Yes, it was a difficult thing to try to reproduce the circles.
Now this
As
looks
in, I
awesome.
couldn't do it.
Within your constraints, it looks fantastic.
Look, we just need to, get there, make the big bucks, and then we can have our own set designers, making, circle fire airships.
Just convince Brendan Lee Mulligan to run an Eberron campaign, and I'm sure it'll happen immediately.
I'm sure once Spelljammer gets popular, they'll start adding Spelljammer stuff.
For sure. Speaking of Spelljammer coming to Beards and Battle Axes soon.
Absolutely,
Nice.
it is.
Love Spelljammer. The 5th edition version, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, it is pre-ordered for. Well, I pre-ordered it because I am the one intending to run, and I'll be doing some spell jamming with Beards and Battle Axes.
Gonna be epic.
Nice.
I'm gonna run some Spelljammer stuff as well. Because there's gonna be a lot of people want to play Spelljammer, and we can't all fit into one game.
It's true. We could, but it'd be really messy.
Yes.
You've tried. I won't even say you've tried, you've done it, but it was still messy.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, so you are preparing for the next leg of your fact-finding missions.
Yeah, it's Guy's preparation is exactly what I said. He puts on some more plain clothes because that's what it looked like the tiefling was wearing, and then changes into the tiefling's appearance. If we're going to be committing a hit on behalf of these guys, then I'm going to look like I work exactly like I work for these guys.
I just wear
No problem.
I just wear the for real mask that's on my mini, and I don't disguise my appearance with magic this time. Wear a physical.
Or actually, if anybody recognizes me, they probably won't want to meet with me if there's a. I won't be able to do any talking like this, but it'll cover our asses better. Do you want me to? Do you want our asses covered? Or do you
I
want me
think
to be able to be talking more?
I
I
want you
think
to be able
that
to talk.
I think that maybe fleeing the scene if things go sideways as individuals.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, never mind. I guess I'll just look like. I'll look like I'll look like a bugbear. Why not?
All this coffee, I'm still sleepy.
If they doing the work works, then we can just walk out and it won't be a big thing.
If we need her head, we have to like get her head.
Heads are easy once they're dead.
Not when there's a lot of guards. Also, we need to get the information before we. Because she does have quite a bit.
You'd be surprised what people will believe.
We could always kidnap her and then kill her when we're done.
If I don't even want to try to kidnap a Medusa.
Medusa.
I want
Me
if we are
neither.
trying to kill a Medusa, I want her dead immediately.
Right.
Yeah, trying to question her.
Anyone with knowledge arcana can roll that if they would like.
I have that. How do you roll in this, or can I just roll on Tailspire?
Roll and Terspire.
Just roll Telspire. Yeah, it's fine. Just say what you add.
Okay. For Arcana.
I kind of love some of these poisons. I can't lie.
I had a plus 15 on Arcana rolls.
Did you know a level 2 conjuration wizard can make some super deadly poison that deals like 10d6?
I love it.
So that's a 20. That's a 26.
Okay. So Medusas in this world don't automatically turn you to stone when they look at you. It's in a power that they have that they could activate, but it's not
Yep.
automatic.
Yeah, I just I don't want to get into a protracted fight with a Medusa who could use that power to turn me to stone.
They're also known for their poison.
Yeah, they're real bad.
Medusa's. Yeah. Does the poison turn you to stone? What's the poison do?
No,
the poison murders you while you're being turned to stone and gives you disadvantage. So you can turn to stone.
They often have murder poison. They like also using bows and poison.
Meta poison.
They like using deadly poisocaine to make sure you have disadvantage for the save to get turned to stone.
This sounds like a murder off. So anyway, yeah, we need to talk to her first. Or probe her thoughts while somebody lightly questions her. One or the other.
Yes, I intend to try and detect thoughts uh, while we are doing any sort of questioning.
Conversing.
If we try to take her when they're not at a safe house, you could possibly extract safe house information. So we could burn down one of those and take all their stuff, and then we'll get
How
that.
are you?
Then we'll get that
Yeah.
bonus.
How are you going about finding her?
They have a hideout.
The one lead that you do have that you got to start with is that you know how to contact her. You have a contact that can directly pass messages.
I think we should tell her. We should pass a message to her that tells her that we need to meet urgently because we have knowledge of another gang that plans to make moves against her.
Not even a lie.
Literally
Because
literally the truth.
I like it.
Matter of fact, we should just actually have a meeting place set. Let's scout some areas in Lower Dura and
Yeah,
find something advantageous.
that sounds legitimate. I wonder if we mention that it might be good for her to go to ground if somebody's already in her head, and then you could figure out where a safe house she would run to is, and then we can burn that
Right.
down.
Well, yeah, I was going to
yeah,
have
I
something similar. Where like, oh, they plan to make moves against your safe houses and
I need to step away just real quick to take some medicine. Play on.
This is a good time to actually take a 5-minute break for all of us. Get a stretch in. We're about halfway.
Sounds legitimate.
Okay.
All right.
5-minute works.
We'll be back. I am back and stream is back.
Back.
Welcome back. So, Chad, are you enjoying Tailspire as a virtual table? There is more cost that comes with Tailspire, but it's a different experience. So if it's within your budget and if it's the experience you're looking for, it is the business for that. What platform are you thinking about running the Spelljammer on? You thinking Foundry?
Most likely on Foundry. If not Foundry, then there actually is a system that I've been working with. I kickstarted a while back called Tabula Sono, and that's a very similar feel to Tailspire, but it's all web browser based. So it actually runs pretty cleanly and smoothly on your web browser. And if you are looking for something that's currently free, it's not. It's still in beta, but if you, it will be free with full release, and can import STL files. And you don't have a great machine, or if you're just running like a lower end machine, then Tabula Sono works in a very similar way to Tailspire in the browser.
Oh, nice.
So it really depends on. In October for some people, and I also did a demo on their network um, about 2 months ago. It was kind of like a pre beta demo where things were sort of just very kind of rough draft, but it looks great. And the fact that it works in the browser is really what makes it appealing to a lot of people who are either working on a budget or are constrained by their machine specs.
Gotcha. Tailspire does use some resources, so having the browser option is good.
Do we have everyone back yet?
Back. Guy, Eolus. Tailspire's not horrible though. Like right now, it's using like 40% of my GPU. Yeah, streaming to you guys and playing Tailspire at the same time. I'm using about 60% of my GPU, 40% of my CPU, with all my Chrome tabs and everything.
Haven't really seen Foundry. I've seen a lot of Tailspire, and I've enjoyed what that looks like.
If you watch our
So maybe
sessions on the YouTube channel, you'll see all about Foundry.
cool.
So I'm just going to go ahead and link inside of the stream a link to Tabula Sono. They're actually will be dropping August 15th, although you can pre-order to get some extra bennies and get access as early as July 15th, so in 5 days.
Let me permit you first so the mod doesn't fuck you up.
Okay.
Yep. We don't want the mod coming for you.
16 seconds.
Already did it. Yeah,
There it
so
is.
there it is.
Nice. Yeah, I'm all about us checking out more tabletops here on the channel and in the community. I think we all know that WotC's going to probably be invading that space real soon, and that's what a lot of people are going to use, which is fine. It might end up being a great virtual tabletop, might be one of the ones we already know and love, but I just want people to know that there's always other options out there that might fit
Yeah.
them, and they need to know about them.
So
These
the
people
big
are
thing for
working hard.
Tabula Sono for me, honestly, it was so small. Big. What got me was as the DM being able to literally do a door reveal and drop a door while players are moving through the space.
Nice.
I was like a kid in the candy shop. I was like, oh my god, you can actually like watch the door like animate down or goes or like move from side to side and
That's
actually do like
awesome.
room reveals. Like great.
What'll
Is
get
that
me with the 3D ones like Tailspire and like Tabula Sona is once they have D&D Beyond integration, or if they ever do, then I'll be completely sold.
Yeah, Tabula Sono is working on that. That was one of these the stretch backer goals. They currently also do battle map import for 2D maps with Dungeon Draft, Dungeon Alchemist, Incarnate, Wonder Draft, so and Campaign Cartographer, which is like pretty solid already.
Sick. I think we're all back now. We all back? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Where's Guy? Is Guy here?
Guys
Yeah.
here.
Cool.
You can see lighting up and bouncing on the overlay like a badass. Bouncing like badasses.
Legit.
Nice. All right.
All right. If we are all back, then it's just up to you guys to decide how you're proceeding from here.
I believe the plan is to find a good, try to scope a spot that we think would be good, and then and then send the message along. Say like, oh, we have info about a rival that's going to take actions against your group, and we need to meet.
Once we pass that information, we might want to consider talking to our other contact before the hornet's nest erupts.
Why?
Because he's a cop.
You faded out.
Because he's a cop. And it might be better to have spoken to him previously. I don't know.
Zill's working another job. I don't think kicking off the hornet's nest is going to affect meeting with them, except insofar as extracting ourselves from the hornet's nest.
Right. Which is also a concern.
Well, they're in a completely different part of the city, aren't they? Completely
Yeah, they're in a
district.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't want to show up, tell Lestra that moves are being made so that when we leave and have to come back, Lestra's on lockdown.
Fair enough.
Like we got to do that, and then like we got to make sure our business is done before we leave because we're not going back.
Here's my
Right.
one concern. How do we ensure that she shows up to this meeting about these moves being made against her specifically, and she doesn't send someone? She is an important figurehead. She might send a person.
We say that there's inside people and we can't trust anyone else.
Well,
And if that doesn't work, then her messenger disappears. And that raises her. That doesn't work either.
Then we make the messenger take us to her.
Right. Or we follow them.
Either way.
Following also works. But
So we go to that district and start scouting a place.
All right.
yeah, that's
The lower Dura is a large area. For those unaware of how Sharn is separated, there are upper districts like the Cloud and Sky districts. These are walkways built between large towers and whole platforms built around them. The Dura is sort of an in between area. There's an upper Dura, a mid Dura, and a lower Dura. Again, it's layers upon layers of buildings built over each other over the years. Kind of like New York City to some degree, but with a lot more buildings in those mid to low areas. And then below all of that is the Cogs, which is both a manufacturing area and a area of ruins of an old hobgoblin empire, but all built within huge caverns underground. The lower Dura is mostly stonework with thin alleyways moving between different buildings. The buildings themselves are built into the structure, so it's almost like artificial caverns or large artificial rooms underground that all of the other buildings are built into. This makes it so not a lot of sunlight gets down to the lower Dura area, but there are usually some openings that move up to the upper levels still. Because of these openings, though, trash from upper levels tends to seep down. While it is technically illegal in most areas to just throw your trash out the window or off of a platform, it happens more than most would like. This makes the lower Dura definitely the slums of Sharn.
The cogs and the vents are like the below the slums though.
Right. It's true. Well, there are areas of the Cogs that are actually kind of well maintained because they're manufacturing centers, because they use the lava that flows underneath Sharn to run their manufacturing.
Right.
And but most people who go down there are indentured servants and practically slave labor. So it's not great for those people, but it's maintained because the manufacturing needs to keep happening, not because it's maintained for the people. But then there's other areas of the cogs that are yes, even
Shanty towns.
worse than slums. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally shanty towns. So what kind of meeting place were you trying to scout in the Lower Dura?
I think something where Thade can kind of fade into, can have like an eye on it, and without being able to be seen, and set up a lineup shot for whenever it's go time.
Now we're versatile in this because I have my boots of spider climbing, so I can be on a ceiling in the corner of a warehouse, or like vertically, like hanging horizontally off the tip of a building or what have you. So we can be pretty versatile. We just want to have a place set up where I'm already in place.
Are we able to acquire the stuff that Thade asked for uh, to fill up his poison
Oh,
kit or whatever?
Yeah.
We hit multiple apothecaries, so like we, don't put all the poison in one basket.
I'll make some serpent venom.
poetic.
Yeah, due to the structure of the Lower Dura and the way that it's like artificial caverns filled with buildings, there's a lot of walkways up and that you can use as sniper's nests.
I will do just that. Now meld into the shadows. So
Do you have
for
a spare
chat,
cloak?
I'm not wearing a cloak.
All right. I mean, it's more in character, since guys is
Oh,
gonna be like, "Hey, can I have some spare clothes?" And then I'll look like you. They won't realize that maybe somebody recognizes us or who we are. They'll think you're standing out in the open.
sure. There you go. He shows you his box. Oh, it is his chest for clothes. It's all the same outfits, but there's like 3 of them.
Nice.
I have some bullshit.
He has a very strong bugbear musk.
All the better to make the illusion.
Yeah.
All right. So to that effect, since we're on the ship and we're prepping Thade, I would like to cast non-detection on Thade.
Fancy.
I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on Thade.
Yes,
Or
this lasts for 8 hours, so there's no concentration, and you're hidden from divination magic, so you can't be targeted or perceived through magical scrying sensors. Thade.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you Cat's Grace. You have advantage on all dexterity checks. I'm gonna cast this at a 3rd level, so I can also get the benefit. And you don't take damage if you fall 20 feet or less,
Nice.
just in case. That lasts for an hour.
Awesome.
Or
Okay,
an
Blonde
entire break.
Solo, thank you.
That you might need to hold off on.
Yeah, I might wait. Yeah, and actually, I might wait until we have an actual target, and we'll pass out those buffs then.
Well, you won't be able to target him once the you won't be able to hit him once the target's in front of us because he'll be away.
Right.
Besides, I don't think he needs.
Advantage.
I don't think he needs. I don't think he needs Cat Grace for stealth.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have
that's fine.
advantage on stealth already because of my sweet
Okay.
tattoo.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
And I suggest that we should probably eat him. We should probably discuss things over a meal.
Sure. Like, didn't they just eat a pig?
I mean, yes, but he's going to eat again. We know that.
That was
Okay.
like an hour ago.
See?
My mistake. I'm sorry. I have to get into character if I'm going to be you. All right. Always hungry. Always hungry. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hungry for food. Hungry for murder. Hungry for tobacco. Hungry. Okay.
Yes. So I
Hungry for
put
gold.
so I put down a gem encrusted bowl on the table on our ship as I set up this meal, and after 10 minutes, I will cast Hero's Feast.
Nice. I don't remember what that does.
Creatures partakes in the feast. They're cured of all diseases and poison and become immune to poison. Important. And being frightened.
Important.
And being frightened, also important, and makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage.
Oh
Its hit
yeah.
point maximum increases also by 2d10, and it gains that same number of hit points. This benefit lasts for 24 hours. So everybody can roll 2d10, and that's how many points your hit point maximum goes up by.
Wouldn't it just be one roll and we'd all get the same?
I mean, maybe. It says that its hit point maximum also increases by 2d10, so that's up to Jake if we roll it separately or I roll it once.
I'm fine with either way. You guys could just.
Okay, let's do it separately.
Sure.
Let's live dangerously. I got 12.
I only got 5.
That's 5 hit points you didn't have before. And that's not temp HP, that's your real max for right now. Like part of your real max.
All right. Who wants to cast Aid so that we can increase that further?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm just trying to make sure we don't die to our excellent planning and backstabbery.
Done. Overridden my max HP.
117 HP.
I didn't break 100 yet. That's okay.
Just so you know, on the list of the first item imbued, that will be the first item to be unimbued if I use one of my infusions, is the gloves of thievery.
So I don't think you can change infusions outside of a rest situation.
You can use an
Unless-
action to do it. And then you can also instantly attune if you're the artificer.
Yeah, he's a pretty high level artificer. It's just that if it's in order, it's like a pop push thing. So if he pops one, then
Yeah, the gloves will unattune first, is what I'm saying.
I thought it still took a short rest, but that must be something
Well,
maybe with your subclass.
they'll uninfuse. Well, it's after you have a long rest, you gain the ability to do your maximum number of infusions again. But then once you use one, it pops the first one off the list. And it does that in order.
well, we can cross that bridge when we come to it and double check the rules. But right now we have the things we have, and I am just we had a feast that took us it takes an hour to eat, so we were scoping and probably moving towards Dura and probably or lower Dura and trying to figure out where to scope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes an hour to eat the meal. So we are discussing our plans over the meal, which was the point, so we could uh you know so yeah, we are trying to scout out somewhere, or at least talk about where we want to scout.
So it says whenever you finish a long rest, you could touch a non-magical object and imbue it with one of your artificer infusions, turning it into a magic item. That's all one sentence. So I would say that that's as at the end of the long rest, not you gain the ability to use a certain amount of times per day. That's usually how they'd say those things.
That's also
Let
fair.
me let me look at my character sheet.
If it was something you could do in combat, they would give it a number. They would give it an action type, but they don't.
Infuse item. I can touch up to 5 items, yeah.
Yeah, but that's after the long rest directly, so that's fine.
Yeah,
I think
Okay.
yeah. I would say the way it reads, it does. It's not something that's meant to be done on the fly. It's like it's like memorizing like a wizard who memorizes their spells after a long rest. It reads the same way.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, scouting the spot. Well, Thade, I think we're going to trust you on this, whatever you think works. And then we'll pass on the message as soon as we. Also, it should be, if you can manage it, something that seems like it should be secure against attack. Because if it seems like it should be secure, it makes it more likely she'll come to us.
Right. Right.
Buddy, you may also want to change your face.
Oh, certainly. I'm deciding which face I want to be.
Okay, let me know when you send the message.
So, what's the area that seems the best for us? What's it looking like?
It could look like pretty much anything you can imagine. There's a very diverse amount of structures within the lower Dura. Um, like I said, it's going to be like an artificial cavern. They have huge arches that hold the domed areas together because the arches are holding up buildings above them, and they're very very tall. Each of these domes, like 100 feet or more, and they have walkways that move above the upper part, and then there's buildings underneath them, and then shanty buildings around those typically, or there's thin alleyways, and also completely underground tunnels. Well, again, they're not underground; they're part of the structure, but they're like tunnels that move from cavern to cavern in the lower Dura.
Okay. I guess I'll position myself underneath one of uh, the overpasses, so to speak, like towards like one of the whatever is holding it into position. That whatever is built up there, like the bolts and everything, like just so there's a little bit of cover to be had around it, and then I'll kind of meld into the shadows around there, above probably in an alleyway that dead ends by a warehouse or something like that.
Okay.
If that works.
So when you guys send the message, It takes about half a day for them to get back to you. And she says she has a place she wants to meet you. And there are directions in the message to a warehouse in the Lower Dura.
Okay. As long as it's actually her.
It is signed.
Yeah.
And the messenger is a we'll say it's a thief for like a thieves guild thief that you know, that knows Lestra as well. Someone you've worked
Like,
with before, since you're using your background for it, right?
yeah, that's fine. Like, look at this guy. Like, this is a meeting with actually her. She's not fucking with us, right?
He's like, I talked to her second. I don't like meeting with her directly, but I know her.
But the meeting is with her. She'll be there. If we go to this
That's what it said.
warehouse. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they said.
All right, thanks. Keep your head down.
His name is Blythe the Hands.
Blythe?
Yep.
All right, Blythe. Thanks. Go find somewhere to hang out and lay low for a while, I guess.
Why do I gotta lay low?
Drawing attention, passing messages.
All right. I could take care of myself though,
All right.
for just passing messages. He tips his hat to you.
I like the insight
Takes
check
off.
this messenger, since we because I feel weird about this.
Yeah, Thade might have an arrow for this guy. I'll aid you in that insight. I'm watching his body
Thanks.
language.
Excellent.
Seeing how twitchy this motherfucker is.
What?
Why'd that roll that way? That's weird. That's better. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so a 30 on my insight check.
It appears like he doesn't care that much about all of this. He's just doing a favor for someone he knew. He doesn't seem to be super invested.
He's just not. I say in the group chat, he's just not invested. It's fine. He probably should be more cautious, honestly. But I'm not here to give out tips on professionalism for free.
Thade will
I tried to warn
refrain
him.
from shooting him.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So you're gonna go to the meeting place that she asked you to meet?
Yeah, if there's a way to try to scout it out first,
Yeah, you can scout that once. Hold on. So you follow the directions to the basic area. We'll say you're stopping before you get to the actual meeting,
Mm-hmm.
so you can scout that. And
Absolutely.
it takes you through several alleys that lead to a network of alleys that connect a bunch of warehouses. And you know that the directions send you to the large door at the opposite end of this alley that you are currently at.
Are there any windows or vents on the walls?
You can't tell if there are any windows or vents in the warehouse down the way unless you get closer. But most of these buildings have some sort of vents. You also see sewer grates along the walls.
Fantastic. In the telepathic link, I'll find a vent or something. If I can't fit in regular, I got a potion for that. I'll get in, find myself a corner on the ceiling, line up my shot. You guys do your work.
All right.
I am going to stealth and kind of like pop from crate to barrel, like making my way down here in case they have somebody looking down this way to maintain my approach's secrecy.
I, I bring my robot because this is the time to have a robot with me.
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Let me pull out a model for your robot. These buildings all around you have upper levels that you could get to, Thade, but also,
Oh,
so you don't have to
absolutely.
walk along the ground.
I will do that.
It's just like the other lower door areas. While these buildings are built into these like large cavernous structures, and then you could get to walkways and stuff above things.
Thade goes to a discreet area where there's not a lot of vantage points and puts a foot on the wall and takes a step. And now he's walking up the wall to where he needs to go to make his approach. Stealth. Ooh, 17 plus 14. So that's a nice little 31 on my stealth.
Yeah, no problem.
He disappears.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's an alright roll. No big deal.
Yeah.
All right. Come on.
This hyena next to you is your Iron Defender.
Okay.
Nice.
Moist.
Okay. And you're walking above on top of these other buildings, Thade.
Yeah.
And the rest of you are moving up the alley.
Except for Buddy.
Come on, buddy.
Yep, I am
Nothing.
moving.
Nothing accosts you as you
Awesome.
move down the alley.
I check this door. I put my ear to it for a second as we pass.
You do not hear anything,
Okay.
and it seems secured.
I check this one too.
You hear a little talking somewhere inside. It's hard to tell, but the door seems secured as well.
Mm, Interesting. At least for the moment. Let me see something. It's fine.
Guy kind of like gets to the door, turns around, makes some show of sighing impatiently as he waits for his companions.
Let me look at my spells.
If you are moving to the roof with the other building, Fade, we could just put you up there for now.
Yes.
In the
So
in
you do find an. I'm sorry. Go.
I was gonna say like in the telepathy, like let us know when and if you find a way in.
You want me to block
You,
these doors in telepathy?
you do find a couple vents into this building.
Is there
No,
any
why?
way for me to fit in?
Yeah, you could fit through the vents
Okay.
if you remove them.
Yep. Bugbears can squeeze into places that they shouldn't be able to, which I love.
Bugbears are just
Go.
cats.
Did you say don't block the doors?
The ones out here? No.
Yeah. Okay.
Why?
Just a thought about
Go ahead
where.
and give me a perception once you're in here.
Sure. Right. That's 20.
You see these three behind these crates watching the door. As you're moving around, the one that looks like a caster starts to look around. And he whispers something to the guy next to him, who then signs something to people that you can't see in the corner and the other one that's right in front of you.
Okay. Just a refresher on the buffs. I am mystically unperceivable, right?
Right. They would have to have physically seen
Right.
you.
Right. No, that's what I'm just double checking.
By divination magic, you are. He seems to know someone's here. That's what you know. He can't. He does look like all around, directly into the corner where you're at. He doesn't see you. I'm just saying he seems to know someone's here.
Oh, sure,
I
sure.
guess
I'm just
you could
making
have
sure.
you could have tripped an alarm spell.
Well, once the companions catch up, Guy will, or very like only as hard as necessary, knock on the door.
I will. Does that look like two hobgoblins and a goblin?
That's exactly what it looks like. Yeah.
I see two hobgoblins and a goblin. The goblin's a caster, I'm pretty sure. Or no, the one of the hobgoblins a caster, I'm pretty sure. I think they know
That tracks.
somebody's here.
Oh, they know somebody's there.
They're taking precautions. That's fine.
There's definitely more people in here, but that's who I see.
Is there no response to the door getting knocked on?
No, not yet.
Oh wait. Can you can you see anybody moving towards the door?
Do I see anybody move towards the door?
No.
No.
I'll give it another 10 count and
Do they look
all right,
like they're
try to
going to
push on
jump?
it.
Okay.
As you're about to push on it, from around the corner at the opposite, not the opposite end of the alley, but the alley to your right, I guess, of the door, 3 people appear. One of them has a serpentine lower body, and they're casually walking.
Oh hey, here she is, out here. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm surprised we beat you here.
Well, hello. I am too. Shall we adjourn inside? I don't like being out on these streets for too long.
Hmm. Oops.
In the
So,
telepathy, it's like, something tells me the people waiting in there are not with her, but actually, I'll back that. I'll try to back that up with an insight check. Is like, is this her genuinely just arriving, or is this some kind of setup? Ooh, that's a better roll. 24.
That's something that's pretty hard to insight. She seems to be arriving now. Um, she seems a little defensive.
Like,
She's looking around.
Was
She's
she actually
looking at
not?
you.
Like, was she actually not intending for us to beat her here, or was that actually intended? Is there some like?
I don't really see how that would
Oh,
come across.
well, mostly
Um,
when I said mostly because when I said, "Oh, I'm surprised we beat you here," and she's like, "Oh, me too." Like, really though? Really, you too?
um, no, that seemed more flippant. Like it wasn't entirely surprised, just kind of a
Ah,
flippant thing she said. So yeah, she
all
wasn't
right.
entirely surprised by that.
Guy, I'll step back. Like, well, ladies
She says,
first.
"Oh, it's unlocked. Go ahead."
Okay, he'll unlock. He'll go
One,
push the
one
door
hob,
open.
one hobgoblin behind the crates immediately to your right as you walk in, in the middle of the room, and the caster and the goblin behind the barrels to the left in the middle of the room. Something in the far corner. Was it far left corner? Coming in the door that I saw them signing
The
to?
opposite corner of you.
Opposite diagonal or opposite straight?
Diagonal, straight, the opposite.
What? The crates or the broken barrels?
The big tall crates.
Okay, cool. So immediately left corner from you.
There we go. I was about to say it won't let me open the door.
all right, let's go in.
The two with her take up defensive positions outside the doors as she goes in. Just like guard position.
I'm going to, since it doesn't have any kind of visible reaction, I'm going to put Hunter's Mark on Medusa at level 3.
Okay. So, which one of you is Guy Hands?
Does she object or stop me from closing the door or anything? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
No, she doesn't.
Just very casually close it and step away like, that would be me.
You have information for me.
I do.
And what will this information cost me?
Well, there's a wedding happening that I'm sure you've heard about.
Ah. I so much more like dealing with thieves than murderers. It's always so much I could give them.
Indeed.
So ask away.
In the telepathic one, I'm like, buddy, are you in her head yet?
Well, yeah, I had to cast it, so I'm just kind of like waiting for the conversation to go that way at this point.
Well,
It's only a minute, so are you casting it in front of her?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was like, oh, it's a minute.
Oh, you don't have that meta magic thing where you don't
Not
float?
not not for the extend. Not for, I couldn't extend it long enough to not cast it in front of
I
her.
think subtle is what he's asking about.
The
Oh
subtle.
no, because I would second level spell. I wouldn't have no points.
Well, what do you know about the wedding? I'm sure down here you hear all kinds of interesting tidbits. Maybe about a special piece of jewelry that'll be on display.
Oh. Well, that is interesting. You are interested in the tears.
Everybody's interested in the tears.
True, but not everybody is willing to try for them. What do you know of the tears of Tiamat?
The stories, the stories that everybody hears, the actually supposed to be shed by Tiamat. But other than that, they're well guarded jewels. Extremely valuable. Priceless, really.
And what would you do with the tears? Who would fence them for you? Where would they go?
In the telepathy, Thade would speak to Buddy. Buddy, you're standing in a real bad spot.
Sure thing. Hmm.
I assume I'm gonna guess you're going to make an offer then, if bringing that up.
Oh, I don't think I could afford them. Let's be amusing for a second and pretend that you would be able to get your hands on them. You in this world would afford them in their whole state. Would you break them up?
if that's what it took.
Is there a I like the insight. Is there some sort of like maybe a religious like reference for these tiers that she's kind of like getting at? Like maybe like I mean, I know the Dask are, quite monstrous. Maybe she actually has some like, maybe there's some like some very like reverential value for these tiers for her. Maybe play on that.
Yeah, give me a knowledge religion.
Sure, I'll make knowledge religion. Mm. Okay, 18.
Okay. So it's possible a lot of monstrous creatures do worship like demon lords of Kyber, and Tiamat is technically one. Um,
Okay.
the Lords of Dust are another faction that would be very interested in any artifacts of Tiamat or other, and then the cult of Tiamat directly would probably be interested in that.
And I
Um,
okay.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying like maybe I also want to potentially insight her like, maybe she has some of this. Maybe she might be more interested than she's letting on. She might actually be religiously devout to the idea of the tears. Hopefully, that could be a good way to like play this on her. If she
Go and give me an insight.
25
She seems worried that you're interested in them.
worried. She's worried. I say to the group chat. She's very worried that we're interested in these tears.
About okay, but why? Um,
They do
What?
hold religious significance. That's all I say.
What was the name of your crew again? It's been a while since I've heard about a job with you guys. Been laying low.
the Kyber's Claw.
Yes. Is that just a fun name, or do you truly care what happens in Kyber?
Personally, I only care as far as it professionally matters, but I can't speak for everyone on that. As for what your question about breaking up the set, I'd certainly rather not do that. It diminishes it, it's one of those things, the sum of it greater than the sum of its parts, that whole wisdom.
This is true.
I'm sure there's somebody who could.
Do you have a buyer in mind already?
We have a few prospects. Nothing solid. That's the sort of thing that just looking for buyers will raise more alarms than it would help before it's in hand.
That is true. Absolutely.
You have any qualms about who you sell to?
Oh, by the way, just investigating this room because I can just look around from where I'm at. Is there anything unusual other than what we've noted
You could
already?
you could roll perception.
Investigation doesn't work.
You can investigate, but you're not going to find hidden people with that.
I'm not necessarily looking for people, but I am curious about the environment. If there's anything to be discerned.
And
Sure, give me investigation.
and if I guess I would like to try to discern if anybody here that we can see is actually a member of any said cults that that they if there's any like iconography or anything that would give them away.
I'll let your religion roll stand. She's the only one you can see, and there's not seem to be any sort of symbolism that would lead you to believe she was at least outwardly a member of the cult.
I have a 19 on investigation.
There's a lot of good ambush points in here.
I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
There's nothing
that's
weird in
main
the
thing you
box.
see.
There's nothing weird in the boxes, though.
Not the ones that are right next to you, at least. No.
Okay.
All right. Okay, what was the last thing she asked? Oh, qualms about selling.
Who you're selling?
Well, the practical concerns. Somebody who won't sell us out after the fact. That's important. If there is actual power in the jewels, then that's something it's hard to consider before we get our hands on them. If it's just a pretty trinket, then no. If there's actually something.
If the Lords of Dust were to approach you and offer you 1,000,000 gold for them, would you say yes?
I'm not the money guy.
I would like an answer. Your group is here.
In the types of these, like, is that a reasonable? Is that for priceless gems? Is that?
I think she's trying to bait us to figure out our religious allegiances versus
Right.
Versus
She
her.
wants a specific answer. I don't know what side she falls on, honestly. Probably does not want us to give to the Lords of Dust, but that's just a guess. You're the insight guys.
Does anyone have any? Well, okay. With your religious knowledge, roll, you would know that anything that's quote priceless means 200K and up. So 1,000,000 gold. Yeah, that'd be a lot of gold for that. Whoever would be buying it would, at least they believe that it's worth more than just the gems. At that, if someone wants to roll Arcana to take a look at it from that direction, you can, and also history.
I'll roll Arcana.
I'm going to be RB, but stream will keep going, so continue.
Not a bad roll. Hold on. I will flash of genius myself and make that a 33. on Arcana.
All right, you're pretty much gonna get the same gist that he got from his religion roll. That if nothing mundane is worth that much gold, pretty much is what it comes down to. So if they're willing to pay that much gold, or if anyone is,
It's an artifact.
it's
Probably.
something that they believe at least has incredible significance. Even if it does or not, is to be seen. You haven't seen them yet. You don't know, but
Supposedly from a god directly, right? Like these are supposed to be from a god or not?
that's the myth you've heard.
Right. So possibly has astounding powers. Maybe not.
Okay, so
Buddy,
here's what I'm.
what's
here's
the
what
cult of dust? What are they about?
the
I
Lords
knew
of Dust. They're demon. They're devils. They. So what I like to do, Jake, is I like to like step forward just a little bit and say, first thing I say is, what would the Lords of Dust give to those who are those who do their bidding, and check their reaction. And if it's positive, great. If it's not, I'm going to use Gift of Gab to say something else.
I'm back.
She shrugs and says, I would not know what the Lords of Dust think or want. But I asked a question that I have not heard the answer to.
All right. Well, yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd like to just get the insight and see I'm trying to figure out if she's actually she's got connections. I'm trying to figure out where she is on in this whole cosmological nonsense. If these things are real, because the character actually doesn't think they are. But
Well, she.
If she doesn't know about the Lords of Dust, then she's probably not on the Lords of Dust side.
I mean,
it's
I'm
$1
waiting up.
It's $1 million gold. Obviously, we will. Just tell her yes.
for just some gems, because they think there's more to them. Yes, we would do that.
Unless she has
Unless
some
there
information.
was-
Unless there's something you know about the tiers that we don't. Because as far as
Let's say you got your hands on them and there was something more to them. Would you sell them for 1 million gold to the Lords of Dust?
What more to them?
well,
Totally help determine that.
I don't know. I'm just giving you a hypothetical.
hypothetically, again, practically, if selling them to tiers for any amount meant that there would be some serious consequences on upon Eberron, the place we live, then no, because I don't want to mess. Because the point of this is to sell it and be done for at least a while. We can't sit pretty with our gold if everything is burning down.
Logical.
But if it's just some pretty jewels, then absolutely. Or if they're just a minor trinket that don't really do much, and the legends are all overblown, yes, also probably then too. The questions you're asking makes me think whether or not you know for sure, you believe in the legends.
I know people who believe in the legends.
I think you'll find the Cobra's Claw is fairly pragmatic.
So then what would you do with them if they were an object of great power?
Oh, I'm
came
sure
into your
there's
hands?
still a depends what they do, but I'm sure there's still a buyer that isn't
Won't burn
likely to
down the world.
burn down the world.
She shakes her head and says, "They're safe where they are now. There's no buyer who wouldn't eventually, they would end back with the Lords of Dust eventually."
And why even entertain this conversation? There's some version of events where you're okay with us nicking them.
Maybe they are just jewels.
This going somewhere, he says in their mind.
You know what? If our prices are effective, then we can break them. They're still wonderful gems, and we can get paid.
Yeah, if we break them down, then there's no risk of it burning anything down.
What specifically do you want from me?
I want to know what you know about the tears. What you know about the wedding, if anything. I'm sure you've heard something.
I have effectively told you what I know about the tears. As for the wedding, there are things I know.
Do tell. And will inform you about, well, moves that another gang may be making that are definitely in your interest. Do you know if there's going to be any surprise guests? Maybe anybody missing who
I
you'd think would be
don't
there?
have information as much about the guests. Though I
Oh,
do know that the Davenports are shady.
oh,
They used to do shadier business back in the day. But then, about 20 years ago, they went as legit as possible. But the only way they could do that was a large infusion of cash. Where did the cash come from?
an excellent question. Do you know the answer to
For the
that?
last 20 years, they've been the ideal merchant upper coming class citizen. Like a custom made family to become royalty. No, I don't know where the money came from.
Hmm.
One second, I'll be
In the telepathy, it's like, I think she's suggesting that. No, maybe not. I'm reading too much into it. Never mind.
I think that, well, I think Defy was running a heist, convincing someone to love me and put the tears of Tiamat on me would be a pretty good heist.
Except the Tain are the ones that demanded the jewels.
Right?
So the infusion of money came from the Tain?
Possibly. To create the situation.
All
Who
right. Well, let's put it, before we speculate too much, let's put a pin in that. And the Regina will have more info on the Davenport specifically.
Also, I think this is a safe house.
I do too.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yep.
All right. Well,
All right, Beck.
okay.
He says, if you want to enter the building through the sewers, I know of a beast that lies beneath that building, gobbling up the rich and delectable refuse. An Otiog, giant and powerful, as it is suppled from the rich. It, it is a possible entrance to the building through the sewer, but you would have to deal with the beast.
Is that something that they intentionally set up, or is that more of an incidental?
I believe it's incidental. They move through the sewers of Sharn, so much rich trash to eat.
Hmm,
And one found its way there.
makes
Has been
sense.
fat. Very dangerous.
Very. All right. Any other ways in that may not be intentionally guarded?
I'm sure that the rest are all well guarded. I'm sure even that one is somewhat guarded.
Probably.
They would just assume no one would use it because
I'd like to offer you a
monstrosity.
counter job.
A counter job to getting the tears.
Yes.
Well, I don't think it would cost us
I
anything to listen, so
I can't pay as well as the tears would be worth. But your group has a reputation of getting things done. While I am not sure you would succeed, the chance at you succeeding is dangerous. At least if the tears truly are what many of my own ancestors think they are. The counter job is go be security. watch the Davenports and make sure they do not steal the jewels, nor anybody else. I would pay you 50,000 gold right now. Well, not right now, but for the job. It is probably far less than you would make otherwise if you found the gems and sold them. But you might fail at that. You might die doing that. And then afterwards, you might die in the ensuing war over the gems. The dark factions that would come out, even if the gems are just mundane, they don't know that. So I offer you a very safe job, as in compared to what you are endeavoring to do.
So how do you intend to make us security?
Oh no, that would be up to you to figure out. I am just saying that as long as those gems go back to the vault that they came from, I would pay you 50,000 gold. I thought of paying you to steal them and destroy them, but I do not think you could handle such temptation once they were in your hands. Who knows what decisions you would make? What darkness lies in the hearts of men?
Shadow.
Hmm.
Only one guy knows that.
I think that if we're trying to become security for your little game, we should get a quarter up front. It's going to take a lot to get that set up.
I will give you 10 up front. If you take a blood oath.
In the telepathic bond, guys, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
this whole practical, like, this being security and being, like, being a safer job, it does appeal, and that's a lot of gold. Maybe still retirement gold, but
Not on Fade's stomach, it's not.
no, yeah, you're right.
50K each, maybe, but not 50K total.
Right. It's a way that's just another job
Also,
as opposed to a score.
Also, that's like lab fees for Eolus for like, what, a year, maybe?
It depends.
I, all right, fine. You and I are the only ones who know how to live cheaply.
Yes.
The point of this score is to not have to live cheaply ever again.
Right. Exactly.
Also, I'm not keen on blood oaths. Allergic, really.
Same. Break out in hives.
All right.
Excuse me.
How much would you pay for stealing the gems and breaking them? You're worried enough about us possibly succeeding at stealing and selling them off as a full set, then that must mean you think it's some amount of worth offering the job to steal and break. What would you pay for that? 50,000's a little shallow
If you
for
take
break.
those gems out of that wedding, you will not break them. You will be offered far more gold than I can offer you within minutes of leaving that building.
I'm still asking what the price would be.
If you agreed to a blood oath also for that, I could offer 80.
I say in the group chat, honestly, this seems like the weakest link in our setup. She's not giving us anything about the wedding. She wants us to do a ridiculous job or a side job cheaply, and
Well, that's not
and this,
cheap. You guys know that.
That's not
probably
chump
more
change.
than that's probably more than you've probably made in a single job ever.
probably, but trying to, you know, make it big.
Like realistically, you probably would have been happy if you got 200,000 for the gems. When she said $1 million, that was crazy money.
Yeah, that's not even real money. Like, that's not even real. Like, where are you, the king, the king of Breland?
The king of Breland probably. The king of Breland probably has artifacts worth that, but he probably doesn't have that much cash available. Not even close.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Also, we can't make too many deals with this person because we are definitely intending to murder them, people. Just
you keep asking for blood oaths, and that if we were taking a job from you, I would want.
Fine. Tell me the information that you came to give me. I have given you what you want.
Oh, that's true. Well, it probably doesn't surprise you to learn that. And in my head, I'm like, whenever you see an opening, I think you can take your shots. It probably doesn't surprise you to learn that there's some tension, some conflict with the Boromar gang.
Is that what you came to tell me?
no.
It's related to that.
They've
They
been working.
well, go ahead.
They've been working with House Tate. They are getting ready to do a raid on the Six Zones game in Middle Dura. Probably doing a sweep on you, all your cockatrice, and a great deal of the Dask's assets. They said they had information implicating you being there. Hopefully, getting ready. Hopefully, to take you in as well.
There's some jobs out on your safe houses, and he looks around like this appears to be one. And rumors are to be believed, you as well.
So anyway, I start blasting.
Perfect.
Oh no, the assassins! Well, if
Yes,
she gets hit,
I will.
I fucking like, oh god, I fucking make it a big spectacle about,
Right? It's like I am so shocked by what has just occurred.
All right. Roll initiatives.
did you roll your blasting hit?
No, the way surprise works is we all roll initiative, and then whoever's doing the blasting, like it skips to their initiative. Or actually, nobody who's surprised can act in the first round, basically. What did I roll? You went away. 24 on my initiative.
I got a 17.
Last thing I rolled was a 7. My initiative. Uh, 10. 10.
My initiative is also 10.
Okay. Thade, you are going first. There
Awesome.
are some enemies that will get to act in this round, as they cannot be surprised.
My
But,
my defender
you're
also
still going.
my
right.
defender can't be surprised either.
So,
Well, you're not surprised. He knows it's coming.
Fair enough.
I am going to use my bonus action before I even fire to make her my favorite foe. That's going to add another d6.
Here we go.
I'm going to roll my first attack with sharpshooter. So that'll be a 14 plus 9 to hit. So we're hitting an AC of 23.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. She needs to make a Constitution save. Difficulty is 11. You cut out.
She fails.
Okay. So there's my longbow. Then we have sorry. This is an automatic critical because I'm an assassin and they haven't acted. So that's my longbow, 2d8. My favorite foe, 2d6. Hunter's mark, 2d6. Sneak attack is going to be 4d6. I'm a bugbear and I have surprise on her. So that's 4 more d6. And then it's going to be 6d6 from the poison damage. Is she resilient or invulnerable to poison?
She's actually resistant to poison, yes.
Okay, so I'll roll that damage separately. Let me double check that I got
And you
all
have-
my bullshit.
You have dexterity and a +2 from the bracers of archery.
Right. Well, that's the damage. That's the
Right.
static modifier that I'll put on it.
Right.
I'm just making sure I have all the dice. I believe that I do. Yep.
Did you put your hunter's mark on there already?
Yep.
Yeah, you counted that.
Okay, cool.
So that is 44 plus 19. It's going to be 63 damage. Then the poison will be 17. So it'll be 8 damage from the poison for a total of 71 on the first attack.
Okay.
I am.
Is there going to be a head left?
I am a Gloomstalker, so I immediately get to make another attack that is neither a bonus action nor is it my extra attack. Which I continue to have advantage. I continue to have an automatic crit. That's a crit anyway, so we're going to go ahead and mark that on the board.
Woo, woo, woo.
Wah, 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 wah.
Welp. I'm just a little bard trying to get paid.
We'll try to market the thing. Oh, there we go. All right. So
Oh
that'll
no,
be,
I am so shocked by this.
My weapon damage 2d8 plus this is that attack with my Gloomstalker, so that's another 2d8. I don't get the sneak, but I do get the favored foe, the hunter's mark, and the bugbear bullshit. And then we'll roll the poison separately. So that's going to be 39 plus 19. So that's 58 damage, and then so 10 poison on top of that. And then my extra attack. Or I guess she gets to save again whether or not she takes the half of the 10 damage.
Does she gain the poisoned debuff?
With serpent,
She made the save on the.
so she takes half. She does not gain the poison debuff with serpent's poison, serpent
Gotcha.
venom. Okay. So the last attack is only a 15 to hit.
That misses.
All right, so I have a thing for that. Gloomstalker. Stalker's Fury. Once on each of your turns, when you miss with a weapon attack, you can make another weapon attack as part of the same action.
Okay.
All right, so that's an 18 plus 9. That'll hit. All right. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. She gets another con save.
You said it was 11?
It's 11, yep.
She made the con save.
That's fine. She'll take half. So she'll take half of 26. And that's my turn.
Was the
Well, how much?
how much actual damage? Like that was
Actual
just the
damage you
point.
used.
That was just the poison damage, right?
Oh, the actual damage was the 42 plus was
Okay, that's
61.
what I thought, yeah.
Another 61.
You put 3 arrows in her, which cut holes directly through her that you could see through, and all 3 arrows plink into the door behind her as well. As she slumps.
And let me see if this is an action. I think that's it, but let me double check. It's not another attack. It's another bullshit ability thing. But I'm making sure it's not a bonus action. Okay, it is. Never mind. I'm done.
This guy can't make it to you, so he's gonna go for this him.
No, I was so shocked by what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Chad asks if the dice on the floor count as difficult terrain.
Indeed.
Yes,
I mean-
absolutely.
30.
Yeah, that hits.
I will use silvery barbs, so they can roll again.
Oh, shit.
Twenty.
What was the question? What was the
20.
I will use my reaction to use one of my charges of Gift of the Metallic Dragon, and these spectral wings flare around me, and my AC will be too high.
Okay.
Whew. All right.
That's the first attack. No. They are
After
going
you have advantage on attack roll, ability check, or saving throw within 1 minute.
Attack, throw, ability check. Okay.
22.
Yes, that hits.
He's using an action surge, and then no, jeez. Okay. Do you have any resistances that I should know about?
No.
For 29 damage.
29.
This blade dancer is gonna charge you.
I mean, I'm on the ceiling, so
Oh, that's right, you are. Never mind. I guess you. Um, 18. Buddy flood.
Oh man, why? Man, we were just here talking, man. You know, we gotta save her. That's probably not going to work out so great. Well,
On your turn, you can roll deception.
yeah, I would like to do that. I think we should be focusing on saving her.
Does 18 hit you?
Let's see here. 18 does hit me currently, yes.
For 18 damage.
Ow.
Does a 15 hit you?
Yes.
for 14 damage.
That's cool.
Then a 17. Or I'm sorry, 19. For 16 damage. The Blade Master is outside. This guy can't act. Lester's going to make a death save.
Ooh.
Nope.
Rough.
That guy's outside. It's Guy Hand.
I'll spend a key point and use my bonus action to take the dodge action. So all attacks against me will have disadvantage until the end of my next turn, something like that. Or maybe the start of my next turn.
Okay.
And then I will I will also do a deception check to be like, I came here to warn her. Why would you attack me like I was a part of this? Let me see here. There we go, 30.
It's pretty good deception. Okay.
And then I will step here like I'm like moving towards the door.
Okay.
That's it. That's my turn.
There's a hidden guy that can't act yet. Which one is this? This is this guy. He doesn't. Some arrows are going to come at you, Fade.
Yep.
From the boxes directly in front.
Sure.
Does a 20.
Yep.
For 28 damage. And then a 23 hits you.
Yep.
For 11.
Cool.
This guy does not see, cannot act. But
What was that?
it's your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make my deception check.
The changelings are good liars. Madness.
It's like, we all want the same thing here. House Tain is who you want, and the Borma clan. And you said that was my action to make that check, Jake?
Yeah.
Magus, yeah. Okay.
It takes some talking
To
to
get
try
this
to convince them.
deception across.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Sure. In that case, I don't believe. Yeah, everything else is. Yep. So yeah, go ahead. Is there anything else I think would either ruin the deception or yeah,
EO, that's
I do my bonus actions. I do my bonus action. Give EO no give Brutus as a character give Thade bark inspiration. That's it.
okay. EO.
Alrighty. I fly to here, and then I cast a no. Here, and then I cast a spell.
What's your passive percent?
Passive is like 10. Let me check. Passive perception is 10. Yeah. Passive insight's better, actually. um, my passive investigation is 25. Then I'll cast. Actually, who's standing in front of the Medusa right now? That
me
guy,
and Hobgoblin.
like one of their guys.
Yeah, one of their guys.
Instead of that, my first shot will be at the downed Medusa to make sure she's dead. Because fuck that.
Are you canceling out what? Like your buddies
What?
down there are acting like you guys have nothing to do with the assassination. Are you tipping your hand or?
You know what? I will just hide behind this box then, and I will take the dodge action, and so will my puppy. Takes the dodge action automatically. He will move to here and kind of crouch down, like I'm defensive. That's legit.
This guy doesn't get attacked, so it's back to Thade.
All right, I will. Thade is going to try to coup de grace her. She is prone, so it's disadvantage. But 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits her.
All right, so any damage is a automatic loss on a death save. I'll use a bonus action to turn invisible via my Nature's Veil ability, and I will go up through the vent and out.
Okay.
And we have just a few minutes before we have to switch games, so however we want to wrap this up.
They're gonna try to chase you. They push some boxes together and try to chase you out the roof.
Well, I turned invisible before I moved.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
But like you're gone and the vent's there. But
all right.
you're gonna have too much of a head start. If you guys don't fight, they they surround you. They tell you to throw your weapons down and that you're coming with them. They
They
believe that you aren't part of it, it seems. Or else they would continue
how
killing you.
how many uh how many try to chase and how many stay behind?
Uh, these guys try to chase. These guys stay behind. Give me an insight.
Who's rolling the insight?
Whoever wants to. You guys are all each other's heads.
I
Sure.
don't know who's good at it.
I think Ernest has a better bonus than me, but I always have advantage anyway, so I'll just roll on my own.
Oh,
22.
Okay.
I can grant a +5 to your 22 to make it a 27.
Yeah, 22 is fine.
All right, I
So
got 20. I got 24 on my check.
That's fine.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I only get a 17 on my.
Yeah, they seem like they won't hurt you, at least not right away, if you surrender. That's the insight you get from them. How long does the invisibility last?
It's a turn, but I have spells to make me go faster, and I can do it for 4 more turns as I'm getting the fuck away, or finding a spot to like duck behind so they go past me.
All right, give me survival to mask your tracks. Or mask they can't see you, but they are tracking you using scent.
Okay, so that's a 12.
Okay, yeah, you got 13 on the die. So they continue to stay in your area, but they can't find you. Okay. Back to you guys here. What are you doing?
Guys, like, all right, I'll go with you.
Make a knowledge history check.
Man, what?
Or whoever, any of you can.
Hey,
Buddy.
hey, somebody else.
I don't even have that.
I bet your check's still better than me.
Can I make it untrained? Is that a thing in this?
That's
You
not
can-
doing things untrained isn't a thing with 5e. You just make the check.
6 on a nat 1.
Oh my
Beautiful.
god.
Yeah, I don't know what history. The history is all about this fish. and, like,
28.
So basically, what you know of dangerous, violent gangs is that they don't take reason real well, and they take out their failures on whoever happens to be around. You're lucky, or at least maybe not lucky, but you've gotten this far by talking very fast to so fast you probably just confused them actually. But ultimately, if they take you back to leaders,
We're probably gonna get murked.
All right, so
not necessarily. You're just gonna have to
keep talking.
understand
All right,
they're
fine.
going to be
Unreasonable.
not friendly.
We-
They're going to
Look.
be reasonable, but you might be able to buy your way out. You might be able to talk your way out. You're not sure, but just understand these aren't reasonable people. In fact, you just killed the reasonable one of them.
We also need her head. So like
No,
I'm like,
they didn't give us the stipulation of having a head. We kind of gave that to ourselves.
I thought she said head. I thought she said
did.
she
did
wanted
say
a head.
she said bring
Her
her
head.
head. But
Yeah.
this isn't over yet. We are going to need to end up calling it here.
Right. I don't think I don't think Aeolus would let them take him out of this room because this is not a good situation to leave on.
Well, this is the cliffhanger then. Next session we can pick it up from here.
Yep, next session we'll figure out how to not get murdered.
Yeah. Aegis, thank you so
All right.
much for putting this together. This is awesome.
Yep.
The sets
Yeah, it's been
are
really
great.
fun. Yep.
Yeah, the sets are super impressive. Chat is really impressed with the detail you put into them. So I'm excited to get back to this. Chat, we'll let you guys know when we pick this game back up. It should be in a couple weeks probably. This is going to be a limited run series, but we will get back into it as fast as we can. So thank you, Aegis. Thank you, players. You guys rocked the socks. And I hope we see you guys in chat for the later games.
Yeah, it was a good time. Thanks for having us on.
Fun time.
I had a great time.
Absolutely. I am going to BRB while we set up for the next game. So, chat, I will be back soon. And I will see you guys then.